Alright lads and lasses, welcome along. Tuppence Tuesdays here again. Eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed a couple of things. Where were we last Friday? Tell you what, I was up me neck in it, man. I've been working all weekend, we've moved tons, we've moved heaven and earth for yous. Honestly, it's looking champion now. Still not perfect, but a couple of days is what it's took, and with lockdown and everything like that, I haven't really been able to get much support, so I've been just working hard. Everything's taking a lot longer than it should do, but I reckon we've got a great start for you. So what have we done, apart from get a nice new logo set and move us into something like PowerPoint instead of a whiteboard? Thought it was time, I've got a new home, honestly man, I've got a new pad, it's great. Diggs is out, looks great. Everyone come round, big housewarming party, it'll all be fantastic, yeah? geordieintelligence.co.uk, we have landed. We are available. That's step one. Secondly, we've got the O365 subscription. So now Power BI and Geordie Intelligence, we're properly linked now. Do some live Power BI demos for you all. Do some deeper solution developments. We're going to actually start whacking into Power BI. We're going to do some other things as well, which we'll be doing, which I'll talk about in a bit, in terms of actually getting into some of them data flows, which honestly, the more I see them, the more I'm like, that's the future, man. Honestly, some nice things in data flows, and I've had a few conversations with Microsoft, and they've been very, so I feel I might be right or wrong. I could still be wrong, but who knows? And the last thing, we're going to have our business model starting to come out. So that mission statement, that all important. What are we doing? Like a paragraph, innit? Key thing, I'm in this for the data primarily, but hey, look, I've got a family. Kids need shoes and all that. I want to make some money doing it. Be upfront about it, man. Now big, didn't want to be difficult for yous, but I like me data. I've got a real passion for what I do, and I think it'd be great if we can all work together and come up with some great data models, evaluations, insights, help your businesses do better than you're doing today. So hopefully the mission statement will make sense to you. Hopefully you'll see what I mean and why we're doing this. And then last, what can you expect from us? So we're Tuppence Tuesdays and we're something for the weekend. That's going to carry on, but I'm going to really try and split them. I had said I was going to do that initially, but I'm going to really be a lot more rigid with it. Tuppence Tuesdays was always supposed to be editorial in nature. I didn't want to be getting into all the technical stuff and, right, if you do this and you do that, we want to get into what am I doing with my data? Why am I doing this? If I put a report page together like that, what will that do? How can I make my manager understand war data? Them's the important questions. That's what people want to know. So we'll get that figured out on what Tuppence Tuesdays, That's the point of it. Let's stick to that and hope that's going to work for us. Something for the weekend, I want that to be technical. Think of that as your weekend's homework. So we're going to grab a data set, spend 4 weeks really just crunching through it, and I'll start breaking the videos up and put some playlists up on YouTube for the 4-week cycle, and we'll get that set up like that. You can download the data from the website. I'll make sure whatever data set we're doing is up on that site. You can download it. I'll be good, right? Always going to be using open source data mined. I didn't want to be using my data or your data or anything like that. So it's going to be as open as I can make it. Worst case scenario, I might have to randomize some data sets, but hey, we'll do something, we'll focus on it, and we'll really tear it apart. And then he'll understand, and by keep doing it, little bits of repetition, it'll all be like, oh man, I really understand this, like this is great, I know what I'm doing. And then the last thing I'm working on, trying to work on some courses for everyone. So I've done lots and lots of training courses in Power BI. I've taken loads around the world, across the business. This is what we do, this is how to do Power BI, this is the technical side, this is the non-technical side, and I think the two have to go hand in hand. But the amount of times I've had non-technical managers sitting in on meetings with the technical teams, and like it just doesn't work. So I thought, right, let's try and split the part, try and say, right, we're going to aim to do a 2-day technical and a 1-day non-technical. And the technical will focus on, what do we do with Power BI? Why do we do it? What's the point of dealing like this? And the non-technical is going to focus much more on, well, what's analytics? What's the point of it? What can I get out of it as a senior manager or as anybody who wants to know what's going on? So we're going to try and put some psychology elements into it, some sort of like, you know, that kind of thing. But hey man, I'm still working on it, so I didn't expect too much today. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of a foresight into what's going on. If we crack on out to the sites, you'll see where we are. And then I'm gonna have a quick tour with your cars. So for those of you who's used to it, this is new Power BI's home screen. I know what's going on. I can see how it all works. It's great. Everything makes sense. I'm used to seeing it. If you've never seen it before, welcome to the Power BI home screen. There's my name. All of a sudden, we'll start being able to go through this, start being able to take you through what goes on in Power BI, how's it going to be appearing, how can I make it look good for me management, how can I help drive them to the right places to get their data out of it. That's what we really want to be getting into. So we'll cover all that, but as you can see, now we've got our Power BI stuff up and running. It's going to be a big step forward to us, really makes our lives much, much better. The last thing, the new site, So the site's up and running. See, 1st of June, we got it up and running. We'll sort it out and everything's going to be champion. But you'll find everything's going to start appearing there. So we'll get all the updates, where the posts are, all that stuff will start appearing in the channels guide here. And then of course we've got War Channels page. I'm going to put War Channel, I can't have that R channel, can we? War Channel. That's the hook back to all the YouTube stuff, and then from there you can hit subscribe, because of course all of you are subscribed, aren't you? So there you go, quick whistle stop tour of War website, how it's progressing. Love to hear your feedback, and honestly I'm looking forward to doing a lot more work with you all. You take care of yourselves. I hear we've sort of lifted lockdown a bit, but man, we're still in stage 4. Like, yeah, DEFCON 4, man, DEFCON 4. So take care. If you need to, stay at home. And honestly, man, stay safe and keep taking care of yourself.